Perfect. So I'll go ahead and call the traffic committee meeting for Tuesday, November 14th to order. Right now it's 3:05 and we'll go ahead and start off with introductions. I'm Brian Cervantes with the engineering division. I'll be moderating today.
I'm Ad Ansari with the city engineering.
Jana Robbins with the Traffic Division at the City of West Covina.
Officer Swano, West Covina PD, Traffic Bureau.
Perfect. So we'll go over the items that were approved at the previous meeting in October. So the items that were brought to the traffic committee were the traffic review of Morganfield Avenue and Point Cedar Drive, the traffic calming along Willow Avenue between Merced Avenue and Garvey Avenue, traffic calming along Hillside Drive between South Citrus Street and Southeast Hill Drive, and traffic calming along 2800 and 2900 of East Virginia Avenue. Now we'll go ahead and move on to today's items. Our first item is going to be the traffic review of Sunkist Avenue and Yarnell Street. So for this one, a resident is requesting a review of the traffic conditions and for the installation of an all-way stop at the intersection of South Sunkist Avenue and West Yarnell Street. The resident stated that vehicles often speed along Sunkist Avenue during school drop-off and pickup times and expressed concerns for collisions at the intersection and for pedestrian safety near the school. So as part of the existing condition review, the speed limit on Sunkist is 25 miles per hour posted, and Yarnell Street has a 25 mile per hour prima facie speed limit. The intersection is stop controlled at Yarnell and is not stop controlled at Sunkist. As a note, there is a zebra crossing crosswalk along the south leg of the intersection. Per the Caltrans road classification system, both roads are classified as local roads, and on-street parking is allowed for both streets. There is existing red curb on the southwest corner, and it's about approximately 20 feet, and the southeast corner, which is approximately 17 feet. So as part of the review, we did a review of the collision histories for about approximately 3 years between January 2021 through October of 2023, and that's from the Switters website. And from that, it showed there were 0 collisions during that time frame at the subject intersection. And as well, a field visit was conducted and site photos were taken on November 8th of this year. So based on engineering judgment and warrants found in the CAM UTCD, or California Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, and California Vehicle Code, or CVC, it was determined that Yarnell Street at Sunkist Avenue does not meet the stop warrant criteria for the installation of an all-way stop at the intersection of Yarnell Street and Sunkist Avenue at this time. Due to a low number of collisions in the last 3 years, the intersection of Yarnell Street and Sunkist Avenue does not meet the requirements for an all-way stop per the CAM UTCD section 2B.07. However, the intersection of Yarnell Street and Sunkist Avenue does qualify for the following recommendations. And that's already up. The first is to remove and replace both faded stop signs on West Yarnell Street at the intersection with Sunkist Avenue. The second is to install cross-traffic does not stop plaque beneath both stop signs on West Yarnell Street at the intersection with Sunkist Avenue. And the third is to remove and replace existing school signage with new double-sided school crossing signage with a downward-facing arrow plaque underneath the S1-1 at the uncontrolled marked school crosswalk at the intersection of Sunkist Avenue and Yarnell Street.
Okay, are there any, Officer, are you familiar with this one at all?
If not,
Okay.
yeah.
Any discussion? Or do we move forward to accept the recommendations? All those in favor of accepting?
I'll make a motion
Oh, okay.
to move forward with the staff recommendation.
Okay.
Second.
Do we agree? All
I agree.
Okay, all right, then this one will move forward for council final approval at council.
Excellent. Then we'll move on to our second item, which is the traffic review of California Avenue and Vine Avenue. The resident requested a review of traffic conditions at the intersection of California Avenue and West Vine Avenue. The resident requested flashing stop signs during school hours or other traffic safety measures to be installed at the intersection of California Avenue and West Vine Avenue due to reports that vehicles are not coming to a complete stop at the intersection. As part of the existing conditions review, California has a 35 mile per hour posted speed limit. However, this section is in a 25 mile per hour school speed limit zone. As well, Vine is a 25 mile per hour speed limit. The intersection is always stop controlled. And as a note for the crosswalk, there is yellow ladder crosswalks on both the south leg and west leg of the intersection. As well, per the Caltrans roadway classification map, California is designated as a major collector road, while Vine is designated as a local road. On-street parking is allowed on both sides of the street at the intersection, and there is existing red curb on both the northwest, southwest, southeast, and southwest corners of the intersection as shown in the exhibit there. As well, we did take peak hour vehicle movement counts, and those were collected on December 6th of 2022 at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., and 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., which showed that for California in the eastbound-westbound direction, there were 2,630 vehicles, whereas Vine for northbound-southbound direction, there were 323 vehicles. And as part of the review, we looked at the California statewide integrated traffic record system for a review of any collisions at the intersection within the past 3 years between January 2021 and October of this year, 2023. And from this review, we found that there was one collision in 2021. And a field visit was conducted for this location. Site photos were taken on November 8th of this year, 2023. So based on engineering judgment and warrants found in the CAM UTCD and CVC, looking at the data, it was determined that California Avenue, West Vine Avenue does not meet the criteria for the installation of flashing stop signs at the intersection at this time. This location is on the city's recent ATP or Active Transportation Program that includes improvements at all the areas around West Covina schools. The grant was awarded this summer by Metro, and the city is waiting for funds to be dispersed to start the process of designing the improvements. In the interim, this intersection should install all-way stop plaques and red reflective posts to make the intersection stop signs more visible to motorists. This location will also be forwarded to the police department for spot speed enforcement. So the recommendations here are install all-way plaque beneath the existing stop signs at the north leg, south leg, and west leg of the intersection at California Avenue and West Vine Avenue, and to install red reflective strips on the existing stop sign posts at the north leg, south leg, and west leg of the intersection at California Avenue and West Vine Avenue.
From the pictures, it looks like it was recently repaved and the crosswalk repainted.
Correct.
That looks pretty good, so once we get the stop signs with the red reflective posts and the all-way stop plaque underneath, it should make it more visible to motorists. And then also, this one will also be back for review once the ATP starts the design process. I'm not sure exactly what it will be improved at this location, but it is on the list. So for now, it's the update, the all-way plaque and the red reflective posts. Do we have any other comments? Because it looks like the ladder crosswalk was recently repainted when they paved California. Any,
So we're not sure what the ATP improvements include. It wouldn't be, anything major, would it?
no. If anything, it might be some more striping.
In pavement lighting, maybe? Not even
No,
that?
not in pavement lighting because it's always stop, so you
Alright.
can't do that as stop.
Okay.
So, it may be looking at crosswalk on Vine type of thing, with the advanced stop bar like it has here. If it shows that pedestrians are crossing north-south across Vine, so,
Okay.
any other comments? No? Okay, so we approve this and send it to council for interim improvements until ATP.
Aye.
Okay.
Excellent. Then we'll go ahead and move on to our third and last item, which is the traffic review of Tonopah Avenue and Delville Street. For this, the resident is requesting the installation of four-way stop control at the intersection of South Tonopah Avenue and West Delville Street. The resident expressed concerns about vehicles speeding through this intersection to get from Francisquito to Fairgrove quickly, and requests that measures be installed to improve existing conditions at the intersection. So as part of the existing conditions review, the posted speed limit along Delville Street is 25 miles per hour and Tonopah Avenue is 25 miles per hour prima facie. The intersection is stop controlled along South Tonopah Avenue with no stop along Delville. There are no crosswalks at this intersection, and per the Caltrans road classification map, Tonopah and Delville are both local roads. There is on-street parking along both streets at this intersection, and there is existing red curb in the southwest corner as shown in the exhibit there. As part of the review, we did a review of the Switters history between January 2021 through October of 2023 and found that there was one collision at this intersection in 2022. And as well, a field visit was conducted and site photos were taken on November 8th of this year. So the California Manual, so stop sign warrants and requirements. The California Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, or CAM-UTCD, describes applications, warrants, and placements of stop signs. And the stop sign is a regulatory device that is used when traffic is required to stop. Stop signs are used to assign the right-of-way at an intersection, and multi-way control is used where volumes of traffic on the intersecting roads is approximately equal. Stop signs are not used as speed control devices. Unwarranted stop signs may not get respect from drivers, and then non-compliance at stops can occur. Therefore, placement of always stop control is only recommended when a location meets the minimum criteria as directed by engineering judgment and based on guidelines found in the CAM-UTCD and CVC. These factors include minimum volumes on each street, each of the street approaches, a collision investigation, speed of traffic, number of pedestrians, and potential side obstructions. In this case, the 85th speed of the traffic is 35 miles per hour, or 5 miles above the posted speed limit. And since parking is allowed on all corners of the intersection, some removal of site obstructions can be made by installing red curb at the intersection. To address the residents' concern to lower the speed limit, the posted speed limit is set by law with a citywide engineering and traffic study which follows strict guidelines found in the California Vehicle Code and CAM-UTCD. The purpose of a citywide engineering and traffic study is to establish speed limits that can be enforced using radar by police at predetermined locations. A citywide speed survey was completed and adopted by City Council in 2017 and is on file with the city clerk as well as the West Covina Police Department. Posted speed limits must follow what was adopted by the engineering and speed survey. Perfect. So based on engineering judgment and warrants found in the CAM-UTCD and CVC, it was determined that the intersection of South Tonopah Avenue and West Daleville Street would not meet volume or collision requirements for the installation of four-way stop control per CAM-UTCD section 2B.07. Volume thresholds include 300 vehicles per hour over 8-hour periods on non-stop streets, 200 vehicles per hour for the same 8 hours on the stop street, and 5 or more collisions in a 12-month period. However, at this time, the intersection of South Tonopah Avenue and West Delville Street does qualify for the following recommendations, along with added police enforcement. The first recommendation is to install cross-traffic does not stop plaques underneath the existing stop signs for northbound and southbound along Tonopah Avenue at Delville Street. The second recommendation is to install stop-ahead warning signs and pavement legends for northbound and southbound traffic along Tonopah Avenue. And the third is to install the number 25 pavement legends adjacent to the existing 25-mile-per-hour speed limit signs for both eastbound and westbound directions located on West Delville Street.
Do we have any discussion on this one? Ooh. This one also looks like it was recently paved. And I believe we had some residents that initiated the request. They also emailed in, so we have 3 residents that want the city to consider always stop. And they emailed their request again, and that'll be filed with the report. At this time, it does not meet the volume warrants or the collision warrants for always stop. Unfortunately, if we start putting always stop everywhere that's needed without following warrants, then the next time we'll be getting the calls that no one's stopping at the stop sign. So This is pretty much why we follow the warrants, because people don't respect them if they don't feel that it's needed to be there, so.
Well, and God forbid, if something happens and, you know, it goes to the court of law,
Mhm.
they're gonna say, if it didn't meet the warrants, then how come you installed the stop sign? The city won't be in,
There is liability.
A good
And-
position.
Right, and then sometimes, you know, if you put always stop where it's not warranted, you put it in there. Someone crossing in the cross traffic, if someone's not used to it, doesn't think it should be there.
They can win the
blow
case,
through it,
actually, yeah.
Then, you know, there is a risk for the people that are pulling out, that are assuming everyone's gonna stop, so. At this case, it didn't meet warrants, so we're not suggesting that. So we do have some alternative measures, trying to make the intersection more visible at this time. Do we have any other comments or discussion?
move for approval.
Okay. I'll agree.
You're good, chief?
Okay, it moves forward to council for approval. Now, are there any residents that would like to speak at this time? Just observing? Okay, well, welcome. So at this time, there's no residents on any items or any other items. So, Brian?
So since there's no audience members that want to speak, are there any comments from the committee? Okey doke, then I'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting, and our next meeting will be in December in the community room.
Yes, it'll be moved to the community room. We may have the item of Citrus and Cameron, what the next steps may be, and we're gonna hear how the residents feel about that. So we've moved it to the community room. At this point, it still will be the same time on the 13th or?
12th.
The 12th. It'll still be 3 to 5.
What is, I don't know if it's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
What is the community room?
Oh, it's
Outside
right-
the
yeah.
council chamber.
Downstairs.
I see. Okay.
Right in front of where you, the
Where the
anteroom.
television, where you can watch.
Yeah,
the
yeah, the
Mhm.
council, so they could
They
set
have all
up.
the-
crying section in the church.
All the
Yeah.
mayor's pictures on the wall, you know, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be in that room. At this time, it'll still be 3 to 5, but
Will it be announced that specific item or outside of just the normal announcement that there will be? a
yeah,
meeting, or-
the people,
I'll let
first,
you know.
yeah, we notice the people all, like, I can't remember, is it 300 feet that live around that intersection? They'll get a
There was-
letter, something like that.
Right, there was a meeting that we had at Cortez Park Senior Center.
Yes, it'll be the same,
Right.
and then we'll also, most of the people that had joined that meeting left their email addresses, so we will also email everyone that came, even if they didn't have something they wanted to say at that time, if they left their email. And then anyone who's listening wants to be informed of the meeting, you can email us at traffic, or what is our
Yeah,
email?
traffic@transtech.org for public comments for the next one.
Yes. So then give us your email address, say, hey, I'm interested, and, you know, make sure I'm aware, just in case the time changes, if we get a lot of
Okay.
people say they can't
Okay.
make it at that time, you know, I don't know, we'll
We
see,
have a lot of
so.
forums that we can
Yes.
communicate with that in. One other question, just, so traffic
Mhm.
committee, does it fall out of like the normal room of the actual committee? Because I see that Trans Tech, in other words, there's no quorum with committee members?
We are a quorum.
Okay.
So we have one of the police officers,
Mhm.
city engineer, and then traffic division.
This one's not
So,
assigned commissioners like some of the.
oh
other-
yeah, no public commissioners, so it's just the
Okay.
departments within the city.
Understood.
So we need 3 to make a quorum,
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay?
I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.